today on working some slips into our shadowboxing, specifically slipping past our opponent's power hand. If they've got the same stance as us, we're going to slip past that power hand and counter back. I have a little spiel that I often go over with my students, which is if you slip somebody's jab, right, as we were working on last week, somebody throws their jab or their lead side hand, or if they're in the opposite stance of you, this would be their cross. But when they throw their jab, you slip to the outside, and then they're going to throw that other hand. If you come back to slip that as well, you're likely to come back into that power hand punch. So if I'm facing this way and I throw jab, and my opponent slips out to the outside of it, and then I come back with this hand, if they try to slip this hand as well, they're likely to come right back into it. So you slip this way, and then you come back, and that other hand hits you right in the middle of the face. So I don't usually recommend for people to, even if we train in this method, I don't usually recommend for people to create that, make that a habit. It's viable to a certain extent. If you guys have seen in Rocky when he tells Tommy, you gotta be like a windshield wiper, never be on the middle, go this way and this way. I'll be like a windshield wiper, go back and forth. The thing is, you've got to be really quick upper body movement to work slip this way and then slip that way. So if you work slip this way, probably when that second punch comes, you should be countering and putting your guard up at the same time. So I don't usually train my students to go 1, 2, and then counter back, because likely you're going to come back into that punch like we were just talking about. So what I like is when that jab comes out, cross parry. So you're going to put this left hand out, cross parry. Instead of parrying with the same side hand, when you hit me with your left, I'm going to parry across with this hand. Boom, that's going to knock my opponent. If my opponent jabs here, boom, I'm going to knock their punch this way a little bit. Then they're going to follow with this, and it's going to be swayed toward that side. So I knock that jab across with my lead side. Instead of parrying with this hand, knock that jab across with my lead side. Boom. And then when that other hand comes out, that's when I can slip off. Boom. When I slip the power hand, as that power hand comes out, I turn my rear heel out. I can put my hands behind my back to get the hang of it. Turn that rear heel out. And what's going to happen with your hips and shoulders is you're going to go past that punch. You don't want to go way down here unless you're practicing Western boxing where you're only allowed to use your 2 hands. If you bring your head down like this, then your head can get kicked or kneed. We want to keep our posture, and we just want to slip off of the middle line. So you're going to turn that rear heel out, and you're going to bring your shoulders and hips past. Turn your shoulders and hips so that your head comes off of that center line where that punch was aimed at. And then after you slip, we're going to come back and we're going to go hook to the head on our counter today. So you get a cross parry, boom. When that cross comes out, you slip, boom. And then we're going to come back, hook, boom, and come cross, pow. So we hit a jab of our own, boom, opponent goes jab, cross. We're going to parry, slip, hook, cross, boom, and back. Okay, we're working all this in our shadow box. We hit our jab, boom, cross parry, slip, hook, cross, and reset, boom. Once you've got the hang of that, you can put it into longer combinations. So I can hit my jab, my kick, boom, opponent comes back, I can cross parry their jab, and then I slip their cross, and I come back, hook, I can follow that up with another kick, boom. I can change things up. I can get a longer punch combo, jab, up, hook, cross, opponent comes back with their jab, cross parry, slip off of their cross, and then come back. If you want to change it up, instead of coming up to the head, you can go to the body here, boom, and then you can reload and go hook again, or you can go body here, overhand, follow up with a knee, boom. That's a nice combo. So once again, what do we have? Jab, up, hook, cross, cross parry, slip off, body, overhand, grab on a knee, and work our way out. Much more so you guys can see it from the backside. Punch combo, boom, boom. Opponent jabs, I cross parry. Opponent crosses, I slip off the middle, and then I come back. Body hook, overhand right, step up into that knee, and then I roll out to my lead side. So to the point of what I was talking about before, when you're working slips in your shadow boxing, I always think it's good to slip one way and come back with a counter. The problem is, if you're just throwing attacks and then you decide to slip this way and then counter back, that's simulating as though your opponent just threw a straight right without putting jab before it. So most of the time, opponents jab, 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 cross, jab, jab, cross. They jab more than they throw this right hand. Pretty rare for an opponent, unless they're facing a real fast opponent and they think they can only get one shot in before that opponent moves. Then it's mostly pretty rare in Muay Thai to throw that right without setting it up with a jab. So if you're just throwing that, if you're just slipping off of that right without doing anything with that jab, then you're assuming that your opponent threw that right straight out of the barrel. That's a much less frequent occurrence than the occurrence that your opponent's going to go jab cross. So get into the habit in your shadow boxing of doing something with that jab before. You can either cover up like this, or you can work what we were just doing, cross parry. And then when that cross comes out, slip off of that cross. Then you come back here, or you come back here, or you come back here. And you keep working. Throwing a combo, boom, boom, boom. Opponent jabs, cross parry, slip off, come back, bow, bow, bow. And we're back working. Thank you guys. Go and grip. If you're local to Charlotte, North Carolina, or if you're traveling through the area, please come train with us. We're now open for group classes. And members of our Patreon, as you are if you're seeing this the week that it comes out, please join us later in the week for our virtual workout, our video workout.